Can Christians celebrate Christmas? Discover the truth few people know. Have you ever wondered if Christmas, a date celebrated around the world, truly pleases God? Could the Christmas tree, the gifts, and even the feast hide something that might displease the Lord? Or is this a unique opportunity to exalt the birth of our Savior? While some view Christmas as a beautiful Christian celebration, others question its origins and practices, raising doubts about the purity of this festivity. So is a Christian sinning by participating in this holiday? Get ready for a revealing and in-depth analysis of Christmas, its historical roots, its symbols, and what the Bible really teaches about celebrating this date. The answers might surprise you and transform how you view this special time of year. Don't skip any part. What you're about to discover might deeply impact your faith and the way you celebrate. Can Christians celebrate Christmas? Understanding it biblically. Christmas is one of the most celebrated dates in the world, associated with the birth of Jesus Christ, and marked by symbols such as the Christmas tree, gifts, and family gatherings. But have you ever wondered whether Christians should celebrate this date? Some see Christmas as an essential celebration to remember Christ's birth, while others question its historical origins and the spiritual meaning behind its associated practices. Let's carefully examine this topic through the lens of the Bible and history to understand what's truly at stake. The origin of Christmas, pagan or Christian roots. Christmas, celebrated on the 25th of December, has no biblical basis as the date of Jesus' birth. In fact, the scriptures don't specify when Jesus was born. The 25th of December was adopted by the Church in the 4th century during the Roman Empire. This date coincided with pagan festivals, such as Saturnalia and the celebrations of Sol Invictus, marking the winter solstice in the Northern Hemisphere. The Church's goal was to Christianize these festivities by giving them a Christian meaning, the celebration of Christ's birth. This historical context has led many Christians, especially in recent centuries, to question the validity of celebrating Christmas. After all, how can we reconcile the celebration of Jesus with traditions rooted in pagan practices? To answer this, it's essential to understand the biblical principle of redemption. Just as God redeems people and transforms lives, cultural traditions can be redefined to glorify God, provided they don't contradict His word. What does the Bible say about celebrating Jesus' birth? While the Bible doesn't mention the word Christmas or prescribe its celebration, it places great importance on the birth of Jesus. The Gospels detail the event. In Luke 2:10-14, the angels proclaimed good news to the shepherds, saying, "Do not be afraid. I bring you good news that will cause great joy for all the people. Today in the town of David, a Savior has been born to you. He is the Messiah, the Lord." This heavenly celebration was reinforced by the angels' song, glorifying God for the birth of the Savior. Additionally, in Matthew 2:1-12, the wise men from the east traveled long distances to worship Jesus and offer gifts. These accounts show that the birth of Christ was an event worthy of celebration. Therefore, while the Bible doesn't command Christmas, it encourages us to recognize and celebrate Jesus' arrival as God's greatest gift to humanity. The Christmas tree and other symbols, are they sinful? The Christmas tree, present in many homes, is another point of contention among Christians. Some associate its use with idolatrous practices described in Jeremiah 10:2-4, which says, "Do not learn the ways of the nations, for the practices of the peoples are worthless. They cut a tree out of the forest, and a craftsman shapes it with his chisel. They adorn it with silver and gold. They fasten it with hammer and nails so it will not totter." However, it's important to understand the context of this text. Jeremiah is condemning the creation of wooden idols for worship, not the use of trees for decoration or cultural celebrations. Today, the Christmas tree is seen by many as a decorative symbol, not an object of worship. Other elements such as gifts, lights, and Christmas carols can be used to glorify God, provided the focus remains on Christ. The problem arises when these symbols become the center of the celebration, overshadowing the true meaning of Christmas, Jesus coming as our Savior. Is celebrating Christmas a sin? This is a common question among Christians, and the answer depends on the motivation and heart of each person. Romans 14:5-6 teaches, One person considers one day more sacred than another. Another considers every day alike. Each of them should be fully convinced in their own mind. If you celebrate Christmas as a way to remember Christ's birth and celebrate God's love with your family, there is no sin in that. However, if the celebration becomes marked by rampant consumerism, excess, or practices displeasing to God, it's necessary to reconsider your approach. Christmas can also be an opportunity for evangelism, sharing the gospel, and demonstrating Christ's love. Using this time to help the needy, strengthen family bonds, and reflect on Jesus' sacrifice is a powerful way to glorify God. What about those who choose not to celebrate? Some Christians choose not to celebrate Christmas due to its origins or matters of conscience. It's important to respect these decisions. Just as those who celebrate should do so to God's glory, those who abstain should live with the same motivation. What truly matters is keeping Christ at the center of our lives every day, not just on a specific date. To celebrate or not? Celebrating Christmas is a personal decision. There is no biblical command to either mandate or forbid it. The most important thing is to do everything for the glory of God, 1 Corinthians 10:31, and use this time as a moment to reflect on the greatest gift ever given, Jesus Christ, our Savior. Whether or not you celebrate, remember to keep Christ at the center and live in a way that honors God. What truly matters about Christmas? Now that you've learned about the origins, symbols, and meaning of Christmas from a biblical perspective, the big question is, how will you choose to celebrate this date? Whether with or without trees, lights, or gifts, the most important thing is to remember that Jesus Christ is the center of it all. He came into the world as the greatest gift we've ever received, bringing salvation and hope for all. And you, how will you celebrate Christmas this year? Share your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear what you think. If this content opened your eyes or helped you better understand what the Bible teaches, don't forget to like this video and share it with your friends and family. You could be the instrument God uses to bring this message to more people. And if you love discovering fascinating themes like this, subscribe to our channel, Fascinating Biblical Discoveries. Here we explore biblical truths, inspiring stories, and incredible curiosities that will build your faith. Turn on the notification bell so you won't miss a single video and join us on this journey. May God bless you and your family today and always. See you in the next video.